In Parshas Lech Lecha, we're introduced to Avram Avinu and Sarah Imenu. And Avram Avinu and Sarah Imenu share with us an incredible lesson that I believe is derived from a striking pasuk. When Avraham and Sarah leave Eretz Yisrael to go down to Mitzrayim, to go down to Egypt because of a famine, Avram turns to Sarah and he says to her, Hinei na yadati ki isha yifas mare'at. Behold, now I know that you are a beautiful woman. The Gemara Maseches Megillah tells us that Sarah was one of the four most beautiful women to have ever lived on this planet. How could Avram Avinu not recognize the beauty in his wife? Avram Avinu and Sarah Imenu were married for many years already. They were well on in age. How is it only now that Avram sees how beautiful his wife is? So perhaps we can suggest that the answer is found in Rashi. Rashi says, Ad achshav lo hikir ba, until now he didn't recognize her, the beauty that she had, mitoch tznius shebishnehem, because of the tznius, because of the modesty that was between them. And perhaps we can explain Rashi to mean that Avraham knew how beautiful his wife was. Sarah knew how Avram felt about her beauty. But because of the modesty that they had between them, they never spoke to anyone else about it. They were never overt in speaking about their beauty because they were modest people, modest physically, and modest with what came out of their mouths. And so, when Avram realizes, look, we're no longer living in a bubble, we're going down to a place where people are vulgar, where people speak about other people's wives, and speak about people's appearances, we have to be careful because other people are not as tznius, they're not as modest as we are. And because of that, I'm worried for our safety. And so Avram says, now there is a time that I'm worried. I'm worried about our safety because of your beauty. He knew for a very long time how beautiful his wife was. But that was kept for private moments. And that's a lesson for us about tznius, about modesty. We live in a world in which that word tznius is already considered to be old age. We live in a world where the morals around us, we see them falling apart. Where we see billboards and we see the internet and we see all kinds of displays which are so beyond the pale of modesty that we think to ourselves, maybe we are abnormal. And so we're surrounded by that society, and the society pressures us to go and be part of the society. And many of us feel that we have to fit in. And so we change our appearance. So we end up dressing in a way which we probably would have been embarrassed to have dressed up in front of our grandparents. But we do so because we're trying to adapt to the society around us. And the message that Avram and Sarah tells us is don't adapt. Realize that you are descendants of Avram and Sarah, that we are all descendants. And the tznius, the midah, the character trait of modesty is passed down to us. And all we need to do is display our modesty. And that modesty is not only in appearance, but that modesty is also in the way that we speak. How it is that we speak about our spouses. Do we speak about certain areas that we shouldn't be speaking about to other people in regard to our own spouses, to our marriages, to the relationships that we're in? Do issues that are private and should remain private, are they spoken about to other people and told in a disrespectful way to our spouses? Or are we tznuim? Are we modest? And that we don't allow private matters to become public discourse. That we don't even allow other people to speak about our spouses and their appearance. That we don't say to someone else, oh, look how beautiful my wife looks today. Because it's inappropriate, because that's not sanua. That's not modest. And that's not something Avram and Sarah would be proud of, who they taught us what tznius, what modesty is all about. May we merit in our generation, with all of the challenges that we face, to reconnect with the tznius, the modesty exemplified by Abraham and Sarah, and be able to try our very best to connect to our own spiritual selves and the beauty that's hidden within us, by making sure that we keep that beauty inside and not flaunt it for everyone else in the world to see. May we be tznius, both on our appearance, figuratively and realistically. Thank you for listening and have a good shot.